This is your host, Whiskey 60, and welcome back to On the Trail with Bullet, Part 2.
Some of the basics that let's talk about the must-haves first of all that you don't leave home without them when you come out here on the trail, and then everything after that is just if you got room
Right.
for it, let's bring it. So go ahead.
Honestly, it's not even camping gear. I don't care what kind of machine you've got. I mean, if it's a belt-driven machine. If you've got a belt-driven machine, you want to carry an extra belt, and you want to carry the tools, all the tools that you're going to need, and the know-how to change out that belt. Because if the belt goes out on that machine, on my machine,
You're done.
I'm done. You're
Yeah.
walking. There is no, you can't fix that.
When you're ready, you want to say that?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're absolutely 100% done. You're not going anywhere. And again,
Spot device.
yep.
Call for help.
Um,
But yeah, you're done. You're toast. And you really can't walk because then you leave all your gear there.
well, I mean, no, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not worried about my gear.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, not in this area, but
Right.
some other areas.
right.
Yeah.
Now out, where I'm at, or where we're at now, I mean, it's still a minute
Oh yeah.
to get out of here. I mean, if you're walking out of here, I don't know,
Well, I have some physical disabilities. It makes walking hard for me. Okay. Now I could walk out of here. I
Right.
could make it. It'd take me a long time, but
Right.
I could make it.
So,
Mm.
yeah, definitely,
Mm.
I know, right?
Man, this is cheddar cheese brats.
Yeah, I made cheddar cheese brats.
Yeah.
So,
And these are delicious. Okay, go ahead.
So, beyond the mechanical stuff that you want to carry, like I said, the number one thing is just an extra belt. Tire repair kit.
Plugs. The first thing you should do though, there's a product called Tire Eject,
Yep.
and I'll post a link to that. Use that stuff. We have another buddy of ours who got a sidewall puncture, and it sealed it.
Yep.
It
Leak.
sealed it. Yeah, leak. And he was able to make it back home. So that's what I did with mine. I put Tire Eject in them.
Well, so I actually don't, which is a good idea if you have wheels that are not beadlocks.
Right.
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 So
Right.
it's.
Good
I mean, I'm
point.
not saying it wouldn't be. I'm not saying it would be bad for beadlocks either. It'd be a good thing to have. The beautiful thing about beadlocks is I can take the wheel apart. I can patch it from the inside. I can put a tube in it. I can make it home.
Yeah.
Even on a flat tire, you just got to take it easy. But even on a completely flat tire, I could actually make it out. So beyond the mechanical stuff, definitely a med bag.
Right.
I wouldn't necessarily say a trauma bag, but definitely a med bag.
For those people who are trained, properly trained, if you've got a what's it called, trauma bag, there's hunters out here. People get hurt, and I carry mine. Well, we're both properly trained in that area, but in case I come across someone else. There's hunters
Yeah.
out here. There's, I think it's even still archery season, isn't it? Doesn't it run until the end of February?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it ends in
So
February.
it's still archery season. So you never know when you're going to come along someone else who needs medical attention. And if you've got those skills, then be prepared. Okay, be prepared for someone else. Someone in your group might get hurt.
There's lots
Anyway.
and there's
Scenario.
lots of resources, either online. YouTube is a
Excellent.
excellent place to learn stuff. and it's gonna sound maybe stupid a little, or if you're that kind of embarrassed kind of a person, I guess, I don't know, practice it.
Yeah. You gotta practice.
You gotta
everything.
practice everything.
Everything we do out here. Now, sometimes I'll just come up here for the day. Well, we both live close to the national forest, so it's I can ride right out of my driveway. But practice it. I come up here by myself, and I'll just practice different ways of making a fire, different ways of cooking this,
Right.
different ways of building this. And you know, not only is it fun, but you gain
Knowledge.
experience and knowledge and stuff, right? Or you might see something on another channel. Well, I want to try that. I want to
Right.
see if I've never done that
Right.
before. You know,
So, and as far as after that, would be a 72-hour pack. And what I mean by a 72-hour pack is something that will keep you alive for 72 hours.
right.
Extra clothes, extra socks, you know.
Home. Well, you're describing what
Yeah.
I do. Now, every time I come out in the woods,
Every time I come out here, I plan to stay for at least 3 days.
yes, I have all the equipment, all the food. I've got shelter. I carry cast iron skillets with me. I carry. We're going to talk about firearms and stuff here in a minute. But I carry something with me so I can get something to eat. Okay, if need be. Now I bring plenty of food with me, but if I'm in that
Right.
situation and I need something to find something to eat, either by fishing or
Right.
maybe, you know, getting a rabbit or a squirrel or something like that, then I have that capability. But I come out here, and every trail ride we go on, I've got all of my stuff with me. I'm always prepared for a breakdown,
Yep.
you know, whatever the case may be. But go ahead.
Food. It is so easy. So, I know we look like a couple of homeless hobos out here right now, but this stuff usually just stays at camp. I could actually come up here and camp out for
A couple weeks.
easily with what's in that bin.
Comfortably.
If you can't see it, it's over to my left. But learn how to cook like it's the 1800s,
Yes, exactly.
because it's all dried goods. It's things that you don't
Need to
need to refrigerate. You know, you can buy of course, inflation, but you used to be able to buy a pack of instant mashed potatoes. We made one last night.
Yeah, and it was delicious.
$1.44, I think, or $1.23 at Walmart. Canned foods, whether you're talking about Spam or ham.
Spam, ham, chili, peaches, canned fruit.
Well, so that's where we get into the weight thing.
Right.
You know, if
Because some of that's luxury.
right,
Yeah.
granola bars
Yeah.
are awesome. Another thing, obviously, you're going to carry water.
Right.
You know,
Your best survival foods, and I hate to use the word survival because we're not really surviving out here. We're just outdoorsmen.
right.
Is instant oatmeal,
Mm-hmm.
top ramen noodles, and coffee. And the reason is because the coffee gives you the energy, the diuretic, and both oatmeal and top ramen are carbohydrates, which out here you're going to burn a lot of carbohydrates.
You're going to burn a lot of calories.
Right. So if you only had, and bouillon cubes.
Oh, they're in there.
Yeah, bouillon cubes. And
Yep.
I really haven't gone. You've seen me use the equipment that I have, and I've posted some links to it in previous videos. But, so yeah, those are the basic foods that you need. If you only had those
Right.
three, you'd be able to survive.
Granola bars
Yeah, just fine. You survive just fine. So
for 3 days. Yeah.
that's important. So so go ahead.
No.
Okay.
You're actually. I mean, you're spot on. Macaroni and cheese.
Simple.
It's simple. All you need is some water, right? Something
Dehydrated
something to cook it in.
I carry dehydrated milk, powdered milk.
Powdered
Some people
milk.
don't like it. Well, the places we've been and the things we eat, we're not really. That doesn't bother us anymore.
I'll eat it now. I'll taste it later.
Right,
You
right,
know?
right. We need food. We need to eat something. And when you're hungry, it tastes good,
Yeah,
don't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
I've
so-
always got up in the machine, up in the front. I've always got granola bars.
Yeah.
You know, I carry 2 boxes
Uh-huh.
of granola bars with me because sometimes I'm just out on the trail and I want a snack.
Right.
You know, whatever
Well,
your favorite freaking granola bar is.
I carry those miniature bags of peanuts.
Yeah.
In mine. I like peanuts and nuts.
Yeah. So both Whiskey and I were both in the Cub Scouts and the Boy Scouts. I'm prior military. Whiskey was a contractor. We've seen and done a lot of the same things overseas and in different countries.
But also growing up.
Right, and
we
also
started-
growing up,
But
right?
we were on two different ends. He was on the East Coast and I was on the West Coast
Right.
at that time. But our family lifestyles
was very similar, yeah.
outdoors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you kind of grew up almost with that knowledge passed down from, you know, your grandparents, your parents, different ways of doing the same thing only because of technology,
Right, and the area,
right?
right, and seasons,
Right.
right.
So, I grew up in upstate New York.
In 26 feet of snow,
Yeah.
9 months out of the year.
Yeah. So,
And where I grew up, it was perfect. It was 70 degrees year round.
well,
I'm exaggerating.
no, you're not. So,
Go ahead.
so,
Yeah. Thank you.
oh no, here.
Oh, here we go.
Absolutely.
Outstanding. That's good. Just need a warmer upper.
But so we kind of grew up with that knowledge. But one of the greatest resources, and you know, I'm going to make a joke right now, and for all of you Army guys out there, sorry. One of the greatest resources out there is actually a Boy Scout handbook.
That's right. And if I can find one,
You can get them on Amazon. I think the one that I've still got that I had, I've had it since the 80s.
yeah.
And they really haven't changed much.
Well, no, they haven't. But the older, the better.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
older, the better.
Yep.
Now, I grew up with about a late 1960s model around in there. I think that's what we used. I didn't become a 60s, early
Right.
70s. Yeah, because I became a Boy Scout in 72, I think it was.
AD, right?
Huh? Yes, it was AD. It was AD.
I was
And
confused
Bullet
whether it was
only.
BC.
You were 1 year old at the time.
Right.
Right, and he joined the what was it, Tenderfoots or the Weebelows? Remember that when you first?
Well, yeah. After you're a Cub Scout, you know,
Then you're a Tenderfoot.
yeah,
I
you're
think.
tender. Well, when you get into the Boy Scouts, you become a tenderfoot.
Tenderfoot, that's the first
yeah,
one,
Tenderfoot,
yeah. Mhm.
first class. You know.
Mhm.
But anyway, so a Boy Scout handbook. Know the area that you're in. What can you eat? What can you not eat?
Mhm.
Wildlife that's around you. And now we're really getting into more of the outdoorsy stuff.
Being able to thrive by the seat of your pants.
Right.
Basically. So now I think what we're going to do is Bullet's going to get the eggs
Yeah,
going.
we're gonna get the eggs going.
And I'm going to talk about navigation for a little bit. So what we use is tablets, and we download cellular tablets. Make sure it's a cellular tablet. If it's not, then you have to get a GPS antenna to go with it, which is what I have, and it works great unless it's overcast, raining, and stormy. Then you don't get a signal. Whereas with a cellular tablet, you will. Even if you can't get cell phone service to make a call, you'll always have that GPS that's built into it. So we use an app called Gaia, which is a really good app. It's my preferred app. What are some of the other apps that they could use?
I don't even want to mention them.
Well, Maprika.
So you got Maprika and Avenza.
Right.
So I actually actually turned you on to Gaia.
Yes, I'm so glad you did.
And who turned me on to Gaia was
And we'll post a link to Gaia. It's spelled G-A-I-A.
Yep.
Right.
Matt McClellan from Ozark Overland Adventures was the one that turned me on to Gaia. So go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, so before, sorry,
Yeah.
I'm going to interrupt you one more time.
Go ahead.
So just so that we're clear, Gaia is not an app. It is more
A computer program.
right. It's a computer program, and you're not necessarily downloading it. It's all online. It doesn't take any information, or it doesn't use any computer space. It's all on their servers. So that's what's great about it. There is a free version of it, but there's a lot of things that you can't do with the free version.
Right. And I think it's what, $39 a year?
Oh yeah, it is.
Like
it is probably the greatest investment in my machine that I've ever made.
Yeah.
And Matt McClellan from Ozark Overland Adventures has tutorials on it, and it's not a very hard thing to learn how to do.
There is a learning curve.
There is, but like I think I spent an hour on the phone with you and
walking me through everything.
Yeah.
Now, it's simple enough to use, but to really get into how powerful this program is and all the different things, you can add photographs, you can add videos. It'll put them right at the spot where they were taken. So it's a really good app. It's the easiest one for me to use.
Right.
I've tried using Maprica.
The beautiful thing about it is that if
something. Okay, so go ahead with what you were saying.
I can't remember, I'm old.
Okay, so anyway, there's all different kinds of mapping solutions that you can use.
Oh, Maprica, Avenza,
and the Hunter X,
right?
Off-road. There's all different kinds.
It's Onyx, yeah.
Onyx, right.
So I think the most powerful thing with Gaia, honestly, is it already comes loaded with the MVUM.
Now you're gonna have to explain what that is for those that don't know.
So the MVUM is the Motor Vehicle Use Map,
provided by the
National Forest Service.
National Forest Service, correct.
So one of the biggest things with Gaia is when I mapped out Brock Creek at Jerusalem. If you map it out, you can share that GPX file with somebody else you know.
Yes. Yeah.
If you have a waypoint or a track that you can record your track, you can make a route, then ride the route and record it, and it'll be more accurate than because it'll show like you're on on the map. It'll show that you mark this is the trail or this is the route.
So we finish up our conversation on the Gaia mapping system, which I highly recommend. Stay tuned for part 3.